Hi, hello, and welcome to the Daily Tarot Buffet brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Priestess Abossi. I'll be your oracle today. I was sent to deliberate the findings for the transiting moon into Capricorn, and that is during Capricorn season. So that's a first house event. And message from the other side is either one of judgment or execution. It can be something about technical knowledge, learned knowledge, some kind of giving of the truth, handing over of the truth, executing the truth, or executing from a place of supreme authority. I was given an idea about the video today. My fear is that it'll be a little bit longer than it should be, so I'm gonna speak fast. You can go through the settings on your YouTube and slow it down or speed it up. It's up to you. So let's get in here, fit in here, and see what we got going on. We're entering into a new cycle. The first house is about spirit, karma, life path, destiny. It's part of the Dharma Trikona, which is basically what we need to do in order to fulfill the agreement of actually being incarnated, coming into the flesh, incarnate, coming into the flesh, walking about the earth, having the consciousness experience that we have. We are a human vehicle. We are a spiritual driver. What does that mean? We are a spiritual being having a human experience. We are not a human being having a spiritual experience. What does that mean? It means that the human is the vehicle, the spirit is the driver. We're walking around in a body, but something else is walking around. Unfortunately, since we're in the third density, there's a lot of consciousness awareness that we cannot perceive at the level of vibration that we're at. Unfortunately, it's just part of the spiritual dynamics. So this is a little bit about Capricorn. Capricorn is different than a lot of other signs. It's Capricorn and Scorpio is different than a lot of other signs. The word that I want to start with is perspective versus perception. Capricorn is that energy where you have the perspective and others, or let's say differently, we have the perspective and others have the perception, which means eventually we will gain the upper hand because we are playing chess and everybody else is playing checkers. Now, that is not an absolute, it doesn't apply to every area of our life, but that's where the Capricorn energy is. It is typically where we have the perspective and other people have the perception, and that so we're playing the chess and they're playing the checkers. Again, I said it's not universal, it's not absolute. There's always going to be some level, some place where the other party has the upper hand. But Capricorn energy is where we have the upper hand. Okay, so second thing to say is, we've been on a path of being attacked or ostracized or vilified or made wrong, made other, or targeted, antagonized. You know, really, there's energies, entities, ideologies that are kind of cold, heartless, ruthless, callous. So I've been saying this prayer for maybe about the last 7 to 10 videos, a quick prayer for all those out there still unhealed, unawakened, lost to the seas of illusion, confusion, yet to return to the resplendent grace of the divine and to universal oneness and unconditional love vibration. Please let us have may the Lord order their steps, align their steps, and illuminate their path with them returning back to the resplendent grace of the divine, saved and redeemed, right? May you be well, may you be happy, may you be whole, may you be at peace, may you receive everything you ever wanted, especially starting with what you deserve. Ho'oponopono, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. Well, 7 to 10 recitations of that prayer, I say it in the video, at the end of the video. 7 to 10 recitations of that prayer, it's brought some illumination. So it's a little bit different than enlightenment, but the moon is syncing up with the sun for a few days, the period between about, depending on where you are on the earth, the 30th and the 1st, depending on where you are on the earth, of the Gregory year, the January. So let's talk about this just a little bit. You know, if somebody else is harming another person, mainly if we're receiving harm, this other person is not, they're 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 acting out of their wounds. Hurt people hurt people. Let me just drill down as quick as possible. It takes an enormous amount of delusion to believe that harming another person is going to bring their means to an end. So even if they've chosen a path of like evil, sinister, wickedness, that's a delusion. Delusion is believing anything other than the reality as it is. Sometimes they choose to believe the reality as what it is. Because the moment a being recognizes they're harming another being, they're going to stop. They'll only end up doing self harm. It takes a lot of illusion to harm another person. And a lot of people are not even aware of the harm that they're doing. So I'm going to just move on from that. That was a whole sermon right there. Let's move on. Um, so, why are some people that devout, pious, completely religious? They pray to the Lord every day of their life. They're a good person, and yet they're dying of the big C, or they have dementia, or Alzheimer's, or they don't have no money, or their husband beats on them, or whatever, what have you. Why are they having a sad life, a hard knock life? And why do those, malangrias, those people that do evil works in the world, why do they have a long life and that they're doing great and they got all the assets and the trappings of the material world? Sometimes the devil gives you everything that you want so you don't turn to God. Believe it or not, the reason that it's best not to be a friend of the world, a person of the world, is because that's a gilded cage. The best cages in the world are cages that you don't know that you're in. And see, that's a cage with the door open. You can leave at any time until it's too late and the door shuts. And that's basically equivalent in this world, in this third dimension, to running out of time. Okay, so this is what the meditation brought me for this video. Can you believe it? Um, and the energy popped out right away. So just remember that the Five of Swords is also the covenant on our life. That's the thing about the Five of Swords in reverse and all the other decks except the thought. That is basically burying the hatchet, putting down the sword. It wasn't a win-win situation. It still might not be a win-win situation anymore, but we now realize that either we were naive and taken advantage of, or that we harmed somebody else, and that we still want to win, but we don't want to win at somebody else's expense, because believe it or not, it's also at our expense. You can gain the whole world, but what does that matter if you have no one to share it with? So the opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is fearfulness. Third point I'm making. And that's what Satan represents. People believe in this Holy Trinity. Oh, God, and the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Okay, that's the Holy Trinity. At the beginning, before time, before creation, there were three beings: chaos, which rules form and change; Satan, which there's many names for that. I don't want to say them because they summon energies. We also know them as Apophis and other things, set as other names I just won't say. So God, there's a primordial trinity, which is God, Satan, and chaos, and there's a holy trinity. Okay, so alongside goodness comes, I don't want to say darkness, but I want to say the vastness. We call this the abyss. And I want to say it in this way: vapid, vassalus, vacant, void. It swallows up everything, it swallows up anything. Now, I just want to, this is my life. Like, I don't know another way to explain it. Like, I have devoted the fiber of my being to these types of things, and they came absolutely naturally. The path chose me. I did not seek this path. I have tried many times to leave this path, and I've been grabbed. I'm a captive. I can't leave it. So that vapid, vacant, vassaless void can change, can shift. Even Satan can become made of love. The thing about that vapid, vacant, vassaless void, the abyss, is there's a type of madness there that can't recognize intelligence. It can't be self-observant. So do you see why we're talking about delusion, illusion, confusion, being able to believe that harming others is a justifiable means? Let's take that a step forward. That's why the abyss is used to punish, but it punish is it, it's just an upside down U. It's an inverted U, which it goes like this or it goes like this. It just means it's a mirror of oneself. So I won't go deeper. But what I will say is that chaos is not the abyss. You will find chaos in the abyss. God is not the opposite of the abyss. And you will find God outside the abyss. Now, God is neither male or female. In fact, the goddess is the form that life takes on. God is the conscious recognition of life force. However, life and creation are brothers and sisters. Creation came after God. What was around at the time of God was chaos and Satan, which means that the opposite of goodness does have its own consciousness. But it's the consciousness of aversion, and we're not using the word aversion to explain Satan. We're using the word fear. Because after Satan came the devil. Now there is the devil, there is a devil, and under devil is demon. So things like ignorance, things like hatred, things like envy, those are all demons. The spirit of separation is the devil, the thing that willingly defies and turns against. Defiance, the spirit of separation, defiance, that's the devil. The thing that rules fear and ignorance, and I know I said ignorance was a demon, the thing that rules fear, ignorance, that is the Satan. Okay? So we actually have three entities, and we need them in order to sustain this consciousness that we have. Now, we don't need to tap into our darkness because that's a subconscious place that when we tap, it triggers, it activates, but it shouldn't, we should never live or judge or rule out of that place. And the reason why there's punishment or that beings are in the void or that they're in the abyss, which is the void, is because it destroy it strips. It's not even a destruction. It strips. It's the step beyond withdrawal and detachment. It completely strips. So let's order it this way: when one is not able to go through life and struggle a little bit, which is like purgatory, then they will suffer. Remember, suffering is a choice. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. Suffering is born out of attachment. Attachment is born out of an inability to be present. What is present? It's mindfulness, the non-detachment and focus on the present moment. So there are some noble truths in life. One of them is if we attach to anything, if we make God number two, we will lose whatever is number one. So God is the innate goodness. And it can manifest in as God, a virtue, an attribute that we strive for in life, the conscious awareness of life, that's God. It could manifest as the goddess, a form that life takes on. The river, the mountain, the field, fertility, abundance, laughter, those are all images, reflections, flashes in the pang of the goddess. So let's go into this reading with the little foundation that I've laid. We've already been talking for 15 minutes. Like I said, executing a judgment here. And we have, so this is about to be turning of the table. I'm hearing the song, Don't You Remind Me of Someone. Don't you remind me. Okay, who is that? It's Roisin Murphy. Roisin, Roisin Murphy. The closing of the door. The calling of time. Don't you remind me. The closing of the door. Yeah, so we have King of Swords. I knew you better. Much better than that. Okay, so the Judgment card. The Wheel of Fortune, I don't call out the minors, but it's the Seven of Wands here. So a week ago, we wrapped up a cycle and a judgment was made, a decision was made. Six of Swords with the King of Swords. We're wanting clearance. We're wanting to move on, move forward. We're wanting access to the divine. We are being granted it, but the edict here is that we must mature. Eight of Cups, Ototokopai. We must mature. We must have some pilgrimage. We must withdraw, we must move to higher ground, we must work spiritually, we must learn or go to work or fulfill the duties and obligations of our spiritual gifts, something of that nature. It can be that we're leaving someone, but I'm not seeing any Venus or Two of Cups here. It's the Tower with the Wheel of Fortune. La Ruota el Torre means luck and unluck. It can be a little bit of bad luck, but I don't see that because we don't have the devil, we don't have the Two of Pentacles, we don't have the moon, we don't have any three, five, seven, or nine of swords. We don't have any five in general. So I won't take any reversals yet. That's just how I roll. So believe it or not, this is positive. People are a little bit scared when they see the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune. That means upheaval, but it actually means decrustation. It's like getting rid of the training wheels in a way. Luck in unluck, fortune in misfortune. You know, I'm hearing a death row pardon 10 minutes too late. But we don't have the hangman card here, so there's nothing about martyrdom. With Il Carro the chariot, we're preparing to get access to move on, to move forward through some type of traumatic, chaotic time with the Tower card here, because we also have a double ace. The pair of aces means a new union, a new partnership. I'm getting that something's going to strike, and it's come around a few times, and it's finally going to hit the Imperatore with the Fool card, Il Mato. So we might be getting a new man, a new baby daddy, a new manager, a new boss, a new leader. We might be starting a new business with this Giudice, the Il Justizio, the judgment card here is called the Aeon. Partnership is usually filial in its nature, meaning hanky-panky, coitus copulation, love making, baby making, that kind of, not a pair of twos, which would mean a new union. I mean, a new partnership. This is a new union. I misspoke a few times. This is a new union. A pair of aces is a new union, and a pair of twos is a new partnership. So this is the filial, not congenial. Filial meaning love making, baby making, coitus copulation, hanky panky. Okay, and it says here because we have Mato Imperatore, the fool and the emperor. It's a new man, a new baby daddy, a new boss, a new father, a new leader, a new manager, a new executive. It can also be a new business. It can also be that we have a new role, a new spot, a new job, a new position, a new platform of some kind. We've been preparing for this with the King of Swords and the I'm hearing Egungun, Papa Ade, Adeloso, Rudrash. So the Rudras are here. With the Tower, I'm not surprised. And whenever we have the Tower and the Strength card, or the Strength card and the Emperor, that's Sekhmet and Ptah. So these are primordial ancient deities. Because we're breaking free from hell. I'm hearing the word declastation, which means that something has been cemented into place, and I don't know what, but by some natural phenomenon, it's like the earth breaks open and whatever was stuck and stagnant is being moved around. Because we're standing before the throne of the divine, we're standing before the throne of the Lord with the Four of Swords and the Judgment card. We've just passed through some type of judgment. And, Papa Bandio, Adi Baba, Guy Daddy, Lord Shiva is saying, like, I need better than this, power couple. So since summer, maybe the end of spring or the summer, in the Northern Hemisphere, whatever it is, I'm hearing the few days right before March 20th, all the way up until about June 22nd, we were around a kind of energy that should have percolated, matriculated, manifested, and we were acting stupid, being stupid, doing stupid, whatever, what have you, and it didn't. We were getting in the way of our own blessings. We were blocking blessings because we were stuck on stupid. We had some mightily embittered mentality, or we felt left out, or we were just kind of boring and basic, maybe a little bit of pendejo. We might have been a little bit of a limp, lame loser. I mean, hey, if we're working on it, that's no problem. We all fell a little bit. It's just not okay to lay down on the job, quit, and never pick it up again. It's okay if you take some rest. It's okay if you retreat to try again another day, but refrain from quitting. That's what makes you lame. If you lose today, but you try again and you win tomorrow or next week or next year or next lifetime, that's a different story. Lame is when you've stopped trying. Okay, so we are matched up with somebody who's going to bring glory to our life together. We're going to bring glory to each other's life. And I'm hearing Il Libri Gigante del Occultismo. So there's something about a collective of witches or, Karens or whatever, culturally, whatever word works for you. The people have been trying to find some universal law to block this. And whoever these people are, we don't know because we're on our own path. With the first house, we're on our own path. We have to go through a dark night of the soul because there's some universal cosmic love here. Finally, it happened to me right in front of my face, and I'm just so excited. So they're amused to us, and we're a visionary. We're having our horizons broadened. Yeah, if you only knew the way I feel inside. Okay, so there's love here. There's love here. And somebody's reminiscing. The memories of us bring me joy, but agony at the same time. I think about you continuously, and you are never far from my thoughts. Having a hard time letting go, examining photos, and thinking about the past, strong emotional feelings while thinking about memories. Chasers here, third party situation, infatuation. Infatuation, it's making me late, keeping me waiting. I know it's anticipation, but I like to sing that version. Yeah, but we're connected. We're in the same soul family here. Okay, so what came out? Because this is a whole sermon. I might as well call this something other than the Daily Tarot. But there is divine protection here with the Seven of Wands and the Judgment card. We're being protected by the Lord. It's the second time I've seen it. Unfortunately, this one's coming out of the seventh and ninth dimension. It's coming out of the seventh dimension with Lord Krishna, and it's coming out of the ninth dimension with Lord Shiva. We also have Lord Rudra here, and we have Narishmima, which is Sekhmet. We have Adi Baba, which is Lord Brahma. That's another ninth dimensional being, and fourth dimensional being. And we've been brought before the throne of the divine. Anuradha is here. So we have the primordial Radhika, which is the loving Shakti energy, the Shakti energy that brings forth love, because Shakti energy is this feminine power. It encompasses everything. This is the love aspect of that. We have Lord Indra, but the thing about that is that he has called the other deities to the table, which means there was something going on with the day-to-day operations upon the earth, or some kind of rulership of divinity. There was something that tried to storm the gates of the divine. Something tried to come into heaven and seize some type of power. So there was a destiny that was misaligned, misattributed. It went towards the wrong side, the wrong team, the wrong person. And this is about the first house in Capricorn. So we're aligning our path. We're aligning our spirit, karma, life path, destiny, according to the calling on our life, according to the sacred mission, according to our divine destiny. And it's being retrieved, it's being corrected, it's coming back to us, it's being forced back upon us, period. Or we will be recalled, and that does mean murder, death, kill. Excuse me. If we made this type of agreement with the divine and we incarnated here into a little flesh suit or into a little body on this side of the veil, down here below the fourth dimension, on this side of the terrestrial moon, what that means is that if we're not getting to work, we don't need to be here. And it doesn't matter what kind of entity, what kind of asura, danava, it doesn't matter what kind of demon did whatever. Every single god is going to get it. Doesn't matter if it has a boon of immortality, Narishniman's here. It doesn't matter if it's the best fighter in the world, Lord Indra is here. It doesn't matter if it can control the cosmos, Lord Rudra is here. It doesn't matter if it understands the intricate levels of the universe and is the most powerful god upon the earth, Lord Shiva is here. It doesn't matter if it's the smartest being in all of the creation, Lord Brahma is here. It don't matter, don't care. You want to go against the grand design. You want to mess with the great orchestration. We will write you out of the timeline. That's the message that I'm getting. So even though when the devil was cast out from the Imperium, when he fell below the earth, the thing was, he said, I will turn those who are loyal against you. And the divine said, I know. The point is that that's part of the plan as well. So this is when we recognize what the righteous path is, because now we have the perspective that even if it looks like the evil side is winning, that's a prison of their own creation. That's a gilded cage for the evil, for the sinister, for the wicked, for the miserly, for the bitter, for those enshrouded, and for those ruminating, oscillating, marinating, vacillating in hatred and venom, this vacant, vacillous, vapid void that they live in, that they're entrenched in, this power and calamity they think that they possessed, this vainglorious, assumptive victory that they psych themselves up with. That's their perception. Our perspective is that we were put here to share love and create value. We were put here to shine bright like a diamond. And we have access to our immortal soul. We understand our eternal life. That is the perspective that we have and the perception that they lack. Shine bright like a vision I see. A vision of ecstasy. I don't actually know the lyrics, so pardon me if I'm butchering them. Here's Adi Shakti. I'm hearing Parvati, but I would normally say Lakshmi Devi. But when the world card comes out with the Empress, it's Parvati, especially if the Six of Pentacles is anywhere nearby. And we do have Lakshmi Devi here with the Nine of Pentacles. So let me be quiet. And Adi Shakti with the Seven of Cups. Okay. Okay. And we have Annapurna here too. Okay. So let me be quiet because all the goddesses are here. So all the gods came out and then the goddesses came out. Okay. That was beautiful to me. I'm sorry. I love God. I love God so much. I love the goddess. I revere her. She's my queen. Yeah, so they're sowing seeds of their own demise. They're binding themselves. They're harming themselves. Let them. And whoever these people are, it doesn't matter. It doesn't care. We have the perspective of being divine, being highly favored, blessed, chosen, anointed. We've woken up out of the stupor of bunk ass, broke ass, basic ass, stupid, petty, boring, bottom of the barrel, crab in a bucket, rata cucaracha, gutter dwelling, garbage people. We were out of that. We've gotten passage and clearance out of that Six of Swords. So we've mastered our lower self. We've come up out of the depths of the gutter. We spent that time wandering through the darkness and we found ourselves. We had the presence of mind, the presence of spirit to confront our own inner demons. So we passed judgment. And that's just the thing. These other beings are having a hard time because they can't. That's the thing about purgatory. It's like when you look towards the exit, which is truth, it has like the gate out of hell is very clear. All the beings know how to leave hell. They just can't do what it takes. They don't amount to it. So I'm getting also the energy now. Somebody has their Mars in Capricorn. So I'm getting the energy now of a kind of energy that is standing on their hill, has really began to justify their evil doings, is really about what they are about, which is being evil. And they're going around campaigning other people to break the covenant, to break their oath, to break their vows to the divine, to forsake their covenant, to forsake their agreement with the divine, to forsake, I don't know, to forsake, forsake, I'm hearing that, forsake, it's backfiring, Nine of Swords. It's a wrap, it's not working. These seeds they're sowing. So that was the right thing to do, but didn't amount to anything. And that's all they're ever going to be able to do. They're going to be able to keep on sowing those seeds that don't do anything. And they reverberate back to the origin source, which I hope they didn't put their own energy into. Here's a message from the other side. Yeah, they're confused and it's becoming muddy for them. Their waters are not clear. They need to purify their soul and see they're guilty of something because they're a trespasser and they're full of hatred. So they're going to be detained. There's an arrest warrant out for them spiritually, Seven of Swords, because they're a trespasser. They have some type of offense. I better not see the Three of Swords here because that means there's a warrant out for them. There's a vendetta, fatwa, spiritually, Nine of Cups or Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, so they went up against demigoddess is what that means. I'm hearing that shine bright like a vision I see. I don't actually know the lyrics. Okay, so we have some things to clarify here. What's with all this Venusian energy? We have Seven of Cups, Empress, Page of Cups. One, two, three, four, five. Five Venus cards came out back to back. Can you tell me about that? Another Venus card. The pages are Venus, the knights are Mars, the kings are suns, the queens are moon. So tell me more about this. Another Venus card. The strength card is Venus, Sun, Moon, and Saturn combined. We had 3 Venus cards come out with the clarifying of Venus. So that's about the covenant. That's Venus. The covenant on our life. That's Venus. We're choosing the right path. We're no longer at a crossroads because the truth is clear to us. And now our life is becoming expansive. And so that's the thing. The Lord will bless his chosen ones in the final hour. All the blessings and anointings will pour down upon them. But for the longest time, to all the sinners and trespassers, it will look as if we're poor or we're downtrodden or whatever. To all the groups, the cliques, the covers, the cabals, the collectives, the collaborators, it'll look like we're bound to mediocrity. It'll look like we're Shudra, like we're untouchable, lowly. We have a pair of 4s here. That's repression, suppression, depression, oppression. It can also mean moving into a deeper commitment if because there's a partnership here. I mean, a union here. Yeah, growth and reunion, or growth and reunion. Yeah, growth and reunion. But it is also suppression. It's contestation by the opposing energy because there's jealousy, there's hatred, there's ego. And there's this energy of finally for ourselves beginning to understand why we're surviving after everybody threw dirt and lies on our name because we're golden goose. Highly favored, blessed, chosen, anointed because the empress is here. The queens are ruled by the empress, but also golden goose, high worth, value, self-worth and value, and knowing what we deserve. Because we finally is like the Ten of Swords, finally, through an ordeal, reach spiritual perfection. So we suffered, but in the flesh, which is much better because we have eternal life in paradise. Paradiso. Miss Purgatorio here with the Ten of Wands. Paradiso with the Sun card. Or the Ten of Cups, either or. Yes, remember I was saying there better not be no Three of Swords. So Three of Swords is when the arrest warrant has been put through the system, the fatwa. So yeah, there's gonna be, and the judge on this has already been appointed, is what this is saying. That's a jackpot, the alligator spirit. So the alligator spirit is what destroys your soul if you don't pass judgment. You get thrown down into the duat. That's another word for the abyss. Because they're about to hand out the benefits package to new hires. So basically our pay is gonna come in soon, is what this means. For the light workers out there, for the divine beings, for the chosen ones, good on you, sister, for sticking in there. I'm so proud of you, girl. I'm so proud of you, homeboy. Homie, sweetie, darling child. I'm just yay for us. Yes. I had to let that out. Oh, and by the way, that was the truth. Yeah, Thoth is doing an accounting. Tahoti. So we're at 40 minutes. Yeah, it's gonna be a rude awakening. It's gonna be coming very quickly out of nowhere. That's just how that goes. Queen of Swords. It's gonna be kind of ruthless and cutthroat. Let me check on this pair of aces. Yeah, so we're gonna be taken out of this energy because we're gonna have something else. Love is gonna make us mature quite quickly. It's gonna align us, order our steps. Love. It might be the soul group, it might be an actual man or woman. It's gonna keep us on top, love on top. Uh, A pair of sixes means gifts, blessings, chosen, favor, anointing, grants, support. It also means creation. And again, we're going to have a legacy relationship. And that's for the Lord, from the divine. Let's move on because we're pushing 40 minutes. My preference is to keep these readings short. Knight of Cups with the Nine of Cups. So we're desiring happiness, favor, and it's coming through. We've manifested it with the Queen of Pentacles. It's delayed with the Page of Swords because we had contestation around it with the Five of Wands. And it was okay because we were able to get to the bottom of something. We had to be an attendant of the Lord with the Hermit. We had to work for God. Allah, Buddha, Shekinah, Jehovah, doesn't matter, don't care. Page of Swords with the Strength card can talk about a Leo rising or Venus in Aquarius. Before we had a little bit of a Capricorn rising, excuse me, Cancer rising. No, I was incorrect. I was correct the first time. Capricorn rising. We have Cancer rising here too now. Mars in Cancer to a lesser degree with the Chariot and the Knight of Cups. We have a Virgo moon. I've been seeing that a lot with the Hermit and the Queen of Pentacles to a lesser degree. It could be a Gemini rising. We could have Mars or Jupiter in Pisces. Somebody could have their Jupiter in Libra as well. So we're at a crossroads. A person needs to choose where they're being guided. They need to choose what their path is. They need to choose their calling. And that's just a little secret people don't seem to understand. When your heart, your body, your mind, your soul go into your calling, things flow abundantly. And things dry up when we're confused about what we're being called to do. Synchronicities abound when you're in alignment with your calling. It's when you have to fight and strive and chase, which means something's out of alignment. And so we're moving back into alignment because we're getting the invitation from the divine here. Unfortunately, before that was just made of fully of somebody has their Mars in Leo that was made fully of temptations, but now we're standing before the throne of the divine, and we know that the restrictions, the delays were so that we could. There's something about somebody with the Gemini sun. I've been getting that energy a lot, Gemini sun. I honestly feel like a lot of us coming through are going to be meeting people with Gemini energy. Gemini is the constellation where you enter heaven. I'm not saying the heavenly beings come from there, but that is the gate to the divine, one of the gates. So is Sagittarius. But that's where gods and goddesses go. Just divine beings, angel babies, star seeds, they go through the Gemini gate. Um, so, because Orion is a lot of the technology that we have here um, upon the earth. I'm not talking about Alpha Draconius or any of those star races that do the evil or the warcraft or the any that like that. But I'm saying the way we see the world, the way we access reality, all of that kind of stuff, it's off an Orion model. And then a lot of other models are infused into that Orion model. So it's basically an Orion model with a little bit of sectarian, a little bit of Arcturus, a little bit of Andromeda, and a little bit of Sirius, a little bit of Pleiade. It's like, but it's mainly Orion. Does that make sense? Because you know how they say we're made in God's image? Humanoid beings. is what I'm trying to talk about. So we've got the reading. God is here. We're highly blessed, favored, chosen, and anointed. The other side is the Three of Pentacles. They're collaborators, orchestrators, machinators. They have orchestrations, machinations, collaborations. They're cliques, covens, cabals. There's groups of people trying to take us down because they can't take us down on their own. Yet we've reached spiritual perfection. So really what they're trying to do is bring down an angel, cut off an angel's wings. Okay, that's going to get you cut by the divine. I'm sorry. What they're praying for is going to happen, but it's only going to happen to them. They don't realize yet, okay, this is witchcraft. They don't realize yet that they're bringing something harsh down upon themselves. They are somewhat under the perspective like, oh, since I know the rules of the universe, I know how to cloak myself and mask myself, and I know how to prevent myself from getting in trouble and this and that. I know all the loopholes. I know all the alleyways. I know. No, honey. No, no, honey, no. I was just checking on something because we had a 7, 8, 9 of the cups, so I was checking on that, and it was mean we were lukewarm, placid, tepid, underwhelmed, unbothered, uninterested, unimpressed for a while, but then there's some kind of creative new beginning here, and not so creative. It really is a material new beginning, something of growth, because we're feeling clear, we're feeling calm, we're feeling peaceful with the Page of Swords and the Six of Swords. What this is saying is that we figured out the secret, and so now we're working on switching some things up. But behind us, and see how her back is facing the high priestess? So something's already been illuminated to us because we decided to pick it up and move it forward, to leave the table. Eight of Cups. Over the copa means going up the mountain. This keeps coming back. Okay. So it also, to a lesser degree, means that we've overcome the orchestrations, machinations of a sorceress. That something that was magically designed to do something nasty to us, we've made it out of that energy. And we do have this Virgo moon energy here. So again, this is a quick prayer to all those still lost out there in the sea of illusion, delusion, confusion, yet to be healed, yet to be awakened, yet to return to the resplendent divine grace of the all that is, all that was, and all that ever will be. May you be healthy, may you be whole, may you be well, may you be at peace, may you get everything that you ever wanted, starting with what you deserve. Ho'oponopono, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I hope that your steps are ordered, your path is illuminated, and you return back redeemed in salvation with love in your heart and a smile on your face, full of unconditional love and universal oneness. Until we meet again, until we read again, Namaste, Dhanava, and Ashe. Just a quick word. If you want to book a session, the energies and the show notes for that. Make sure that if you want a live session, it says live option, because most of those are only for receiving a video. And you receive a video 7 days after your appointment time. So if it's a rush, make sure you send an email or something like that. What else? This was about our path is starting. It's the righteous path that we're on. Our perspective, we see things as they truly are now, or we're going to start over the next couple of weeks seeing things as they truly are. We're not going to have that confusion anymore. We're not going to be feeling some kind of way because somebody doesn't like us or doesn't care about our feelings or doesn't care about the harm that they caused or doesn't care about giving us closure. It doesn't matter anymore. We know that if those things weren't provided to us, they'll be provided to us by the divine. And the things that people withhold from us, since we're chosen, that'll be the thing that they gets taken from them as they're grasping with bloody fingernails. Unfortunately, I hate to speak so strongly, but that's what it is. We had so many goddesses that came through today. Let's pull a card from the Isis Oracle by Alana Fairchild. We all come from the goddess, and to her we are born like a drop of rain falling to the ocean. Wings of Isis. You have a special relationship with the angelic worlds. Part of your soul purpose is to birth angelic consciousness and values such as fearlessness, compassion, and service into the human culture. This oracle also brings your angelic assistance, intervention, and confirmation to you. This is on the grounds of life restored, abundance, entering the healing chambers, and being the queen of heaven. So we are the divine feminine, even if we were male assigned or identified, we still have that highly blessed, favored, chosen, and anointed where the universe reaches out, is conspiring to help us. And let's not worry about all those detractors out there. It doesn't matter, it doesn't care. We are awakened, we are whole, we are holy, we are children of the divine, we are star seeds, we are stardust, we are billion year of carbon, and we came here to share love and create value. It's been an honor and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. Take good care, darling. Bye-bye. Like, comment, share, subscribe. See you in the next one. Ciao. Arrivederci. Au revoir. Sayonara. Avenidere. Das vidania. Adios.